Welcome, everyone, to Young at Heart, session number 113. I'm Father James DeLucio with the Paulist Fathers here in New York, offering stories, songs, poems, nursery rhymes, Mother Goose, nonsense, and many other things to keep us all young at heart. So we have the vitality, youth, and energy to attend to today and move us positively on to the future. And we can take heart that there's ancient wisdom that's been handed down to us through folk tales and proverbs, not only in those works of our religious traditions, be we Christian or Jewish or Hindu or Muslim or Buddhist or some philosophical tradition that I'm not naming, because in truth, no matter the source, there are times when humanity just either stumbles upon or evolves into or is enlightened to name essential truths, universal truths. I call these the points of intersection, where we can relish the reality that there are deep universal truths, even absolute truths, because all peoples have come to them in their own way. And so, with that little introduction, I'm offering today and in subsequent sessions the tales and some of the proverbs of Aesop, the great storyteller and philosopher of the 6th century before the Common Era, noting that his stories were not first found in writing to us moderns until about 300 BCE, and that various editions from there right into the modern era have also included interpolations from other philosophers, and we know not who or which storytellers or which. Nevertheless, they all have value and invite us to conversation and contemplation. I was surprised to find in my edition, which is a public domain edition, and you can find it on the internet, that this collection is dated in the 17th century, around the early times of Shakespeare, the early 1600s or Shakespeare, and sometime afterward. Okay. It's prefaced with the teachings of Aesop, or his proverbs that he left for his son. And I was amazed on how familiar they sounded. Not that I had read them before, but they echo things from the scriptures and from many other sources. You'll be surprised as you hear these of how they elucidate those points of intersection that I was just speaking about, that universal absolute wisdom that humanity keeps stumbling upon or evolving or coming to in various ways. Here are what I'll call the Proverbs of Aesop. My son, says he, worship God, and worship God with care and reverence, and with a sincerity of heart. Avoid all hypocrisy or ostentation. It is not as if the divine name and power were only an invention to frighten women and children, but know that God is omnipresent, true, and almighty. Have a care even of your most private actions and thoughts, for God sees through you, and your conscience will bear witness against you. It is according to prudence, as well as to nature, to pay that honor to your parents that you expect your children should pay to you. Do all the good you can to all people, but in the first place to your nearest relations, and do no hurt, however, where you can do no good. Keep a guard upon your words as well as upon your actions, that there be no impurity in either. Follow the dictates of your reason, and you are safe, and have a care of impotent affections. Apply yourself to learn more, so long as there's anything left that you do not know, and value good counsel above money. Our minds must be cultivated as well as our plants. The improvement of our reason makes us like angels, whereas the neglect of it turns us into beasts. There's no permanent and inviolable good but wisdom and virtue, though the study of it signifies little without putting it into practice. Do not think it impossible to be a wise man without looking sour upon it, for wisdom makes people severe, but not inhumane. It is virtue not to be vicious. Keep faith with all people. Have a care of a lie as you would of sacrilege. Great babblers have no regard either to honesty or truth. Take delight in and frequent the company of good people, for it will give you a tincture of their manners too. Take heed of that vulgar error of thinking that there is any good in evil. It is a mistake when people talk of profitable knavery, or of starving honesty, for virtue and justice carry all that is good and profitable along with them. Let every person mind his or her own business, for curiosity is restless. Speak ill of no one, and you are no more to hear calumnies than to report them. Besides that, they that practice the one commonly love the other. Propose honest things, follow wholesome counsels, and leave the event to God. Let no one despair in adversity, nor presume in prosperity, for all things are changeable. Rise early to your business, learn good things, and oblige good people. These are 3 things you shall never repent of. Have a care of luxury and gluttony, but of drunkenness especially, for wine as well as age makes of a person a child. Watch for the opportunities of doing things, for there's nothing well done but what is done in season. Love and honor kings, princes, and magistrates, for they are the bands of society, in punishing of the guilty and protecting the innocent. Well, we have heard all of those before, haven't we? But in a different way, in our scriptures, in our teachings. So fascinating, these points of intersection. It gives us pause. Hopefully, you were thinking of some of the biblical proverbs, some of the sayings of Ecclesiastes, everything in its due season. You heard some of the teachings of Jesus there. They're all intersecting, even though some of them came later than Aesop, not probably borrowed from Aesop, but again, what's true and good and beautiful always surfaces. It rises up amidst all the other dynamics of human thought and dialogue. So, a rather serious Young at Heart today, but I hope it got you contemplating and curious to do a little more reading. And tomorrow we'll read some of Aesop's fables and see if, in fact, these stories reveal the wisdom of these Aesop teachings to his son as they were meant to. Have a good evening, everyone. Stay healthy, wear your masks, Be good. Stay safe. God bless. Bye.